Hello, buddy. Welcome back to Tin Man Score Channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I'm finishing off my Spooky Vibes marathon for you guys. And the first video I'm reacting to today is 3 scary Netflix and chill horror stories. So without further ado, I'm going to turn these lights off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road in the bag, shall we? Okay, here we go.
Some say the dating scene is dead. Others say you just need to pick better people. But I say some people are quite literally insane. And here's why. 3 years ago, I was living in an off-campus apartment attending Temple University in the city of Philadelphia. I was a freshman that year, and I did not have the best socialization skills. So, in order to meet new people, specifically girls, I downloaded a bunch of dating apps. I matched with this one girl, Amy. We seemed to hit it off right away. She was also a freshman at Temple and looking for new relationships and friends.
I know a lot of people make new friends if you're looking for someone to date. They download dating apps, but I don't know what happened to meeting people face to face without even using an app. I mean, when you go to school, you always meet new people, even though you might meet some that end up bullying you or teasing you, like how you look and stuff. But then you always come across the genuine friend type people. I mean, I'd rather interact with the person face to face instead of downloading some sort of app. But anyway, let's continue with the story, see what happens next.
We really bonded over our love of Stranger Things from Netflix and B-rated horror movies. I told her my roommate was going to be gone for the weekend and that she should come over so that we can Netflix and chill. Risky, I know, but it flowed well with our conversation. She sent laughing emojis, but agreed to come over and hang out with me. Amy got to my apartment at 9 p.m. on a Friday. She was even better looking in person than in her photos. She had brought a bottle of 1800 tequila and some chasers. Definitely my kind of girl. We took a few shots and turned on Netflix. We picked some corny love movie and started to watch it. But if I'm being honest, we did not see much of the movie. The night was going great. Amy seemed really into me, and we eventually put on a Netflix show that we could actually fully watch, without any interruptions. Around midnight was when we both started to become very tired, and eventually fell asleep on my couch in the living room. Now here's where things get weird. Around 3 in the morning, I woke up. I was very dehydrated from the 1800 and needed water. And it was super dark in my living room, so I took out my cell phone for light to make sure I did not trip on anything. And I clicked my flash and saw the most bizarre scene before me. Sitting upright on the couch, wide awake, and just staring at me in the pitch black, was Amy. Like, her eyes were super wide and unblinking, and she had this huge smile. How long she had been staring at me like that in the dark, I have no clue.
Okay, that'd be kind of creepy. I don't know if I'd rather want to run over there to her or just tap her on the shoulder or face, because I'd be thinking she's probably sleepwalking, but she's not moving, you know. Or she's really mentally messed up in the head. And I'll be like running out the door quick before she decides to get up and chase me. I don't know if that's the case here, so I'm going to quit talking and let the story continue out, and we'll find out together.
I gathered myself and asked her if she was okay. It's late. Amy nodded her head and asked me something that still haunts me to this day. She asked, "How many children will we have together?" I tried to laugh this off, but major alarm bells were going off in my head. She then asked if we could watch another movie. And I told her no, it's 3 in the morning, and I'm too tired. Amy got up from the couch, grabbed her car keys off the living room table, walked to my front door, and said she's leaving. She slammed the front door and left. I honestly was too drunk and too tired to even process this, and just went back to sleep. The next morning, I got a text from Amy. It said that I was too needy for her, and that I'm just not her type of guy. This was hands down one of the most bizarre situations that I've ever experienced. I never heard from her again.
Well, to be honest with you, dude, you might be better off. But I don't get what she means, like you're too needy for her. I mean, it seems like she's one of them party girl types that don't care what time it is. And it seemed like she wanted to get the motion in the ocean, if you guys know what I'm talking about, going. Because why else would she say how many babies we're going to be having? Maybe she'll find a guy that's into all the same stuff that she is and more into the party lifestyle like she is. Because if I was dating somebody and the lady I was with turned her head towards me in the dark, not blinking her eyes, I'd be scared. But I'd be asking her, is there anything you need while I'm over here in the kitchen? But she don't say anything until I come back over. That's weird. Hopefully he'll find somebody else too that won't act weird like this girl did. But anyway, let's get to story number 2, shall we?
Has life ever taught you a lesson so hard that you'll never make the same mistake again? Well, it has for me, and the lesson was, I will never accept a Netflix and chill invitation ever again, and here's why. When I was in high school, I had this big crush on this guy named Ryan. The only problem was, he had a girlfriend, and I never thought that he noticed me. And to make things worse, I was a very antisocial female who had a lot of self-esteem issues, so that did not help. Anyway, in my senior year, Ryan and his girlfriend broke up. Shortly after that, I got a DM from Ryan. And I remember being so excited that he actually messaged me because I honestly thought that he had no idea who I was. His DM was short and to the point. He asked if I wanted to come over to his place to Netflix and chill. Now, I should let you know, even though Ryan had girlfriends, he was also known as a massive player in our school. So, this type of message did not surprise me. But, like I said before, I had major self-esteem issues. That, mixed with my huge crush on him, and I said yes to his Netflix and chill offer. I never should have. I got to his house on a Saturday night. His house was huge. He had a massive movie theater basement, and his parents were gone for the weekend. We sat down on this long couch they had in the movie theater basement and started to scroll through Netflix to pick a movie. Ryan was already putting his hands on my leg and back and getting very comfortable, even though this was the first time that we'd hung out.
Okay, red flags are going through my mind right now because she said that she had a crush on him, yes, but you get over your crushes in time and find the one person you truly want to spend your life with. But if he's a player, that means he just picks hot girls at random and then breaks up with them and go with somebody else. I won't roll with that. Sounds like this guy's a total butthead, basically. And the fact that he's already touching her back and leg is making me cringe right now. I don't know why, but I've got that feeling that after they watch Netflix and all their friends either go home or go to sleep, he's going to make a move on her. But I'm just guessing right now, so let's just see what happens next before I blab out any more theories.
Looking back on this, I now know that these were red flags, but at the moment, I was inexperienced and did not know how to properly detect them. As we kept scrolling through Netflix, Ryan suddenly kissed me. No warning, nothing. I remember how intrusive it was. I politely pushed him off, trying to laugh it off, saying I'm not the best kisser. He said no problem, and that I'll warm up to him. He got up and said that he had to go to the bathroom. In my mind, I was already thinking that I was in way over my head here. He was clearly just using me as a rebound, since he and his girlfriend had just broken up. I kept scrolling through Netflix, trying to calm myself down, when I clicked the wrong button on the remote. The TV screen went from the Netflix menu to a live feed of me sitting on the couch. I got off the couch and walked up to the TV. I waved my hand and watched the screen in real time show my actions. I was being recorded. The camera seemed to be pointing right at the couch where Ryan and I were sitting. I saw a small red recording flash coming from a tissue box. I could see the cutout and where a tiny GoPro was placed.
Oh, heck no. I'll call them out on that right about now and rip that camera down. Because that's like invasion of privacy right there. Makes you wonder what he's going to do with that recording later. Probably for his own sick satisfaction. You just don't know. Let's just see what she does in this situation.
It was very well hidden. The toilet flushed. I grabbed the remote and tried to change back to Netflix, but it was too late. Ryan walked out of the bathroom and saw what I was trying to do. He had this creepy smile. He said that I was not supposed to see that camera and that I was going to be added to his video collection. I did not need any more evidence to get the hell out of this house. At this point, Ryan was begging me to stay, almost to the point of tears, trying to grab my arm and asking me to stay. But I did not listen and bolted to my car and left. I got home that night and sent a message to his ex-girlfriend. I wanted to see why they had broken up and to make her aware of his creepy filming behavior in case she did not know. She messaged me back almost immediately, saying that she broke up with him because of his voyeuristic behaviors. He likes to film women without their consent. That was a huge wake-up call for me. And that's when I started to realize that not everything in life is sunshine and rainbows, and that some people out there are actually sick and twisted. Well, lesson learned. I will never be accepting another Netflix and chill invitation again.
Whoa. That is really messed up. I'm glad she was able to contact his ex-girlfriend. Apparently he's been filming her and other ladies at his place to probably look at later, which is sickening to even think about. I feel like that guy needs some mental help right about now, or call police and see if they can arrest him for evasion of privacy or something, just so they could get the camcorder and videos that he's been filming of these ladies. I know then that they'll be putting a restraining order on him for sure. I just hope they don't have the same classes with him, because I'll be trying to change my schedule so you wouldn't run into some creep like that no more. I'm just glad that she was able to get out of there quick before he made a nasty move on her.
In the beginning of 2022, my girlfriend of over a year broke up with me. I'll spare you the details, but she ended up getting with a coworker. It definitely caught me off guard, and it hurt my ego pretty bad. A few weeks after the breakup, I was still in my depressive stage, but me and this girl I knew since childhood, I'll call her Stacy, started talking on Instagram. Her boyfriend had also recently broken up with her for similar reasons, and we both kind of bonded over the pain. She was good looking, and I always felt like maybe there was something between us. So, one Friday, I decided to shoot my shot. I sent her a DM, asking if she wanted to come over to my place to Netflix and chill, with a smiley face emoji. I'll admit, waiting for her response was nerve-wracking. It was sort of a sleazeball question to ask, but I did not care. She finally responded to my DM with a hell yes and a winking emoji. So I sent her my address. I told her to come over that night. We'll pick a movie on Netflix, have some drinks, and have a good time. When Stacy got to my apartment, we hung out in my living room. I opened a bottle of wine, and we started to scroll through Netflix. I'll be honest, though, I can't remember what movie we ended up watching because of obvious reasons. We ended up falling asleep on my couch with Netflix playing in the background. I woke up, dehydrated from the wine, with Stacy fast asleep on my chest. I grabbed my phone to check the time. It was 2 a.m, but I realized that I had grabbed Stacy's phone and not mine. I was putting her phone down when I noticed that Stacy had over 60 missed calls. Now, it was not my phone, so I did not want to snoop, but the timestamps on the calls were from 1 minute ago, all from an unknown number. Who could be blowing up her phone at 2 in the morning? And that's when I felt it. That sense of being watched. I got up slowly, careful not to wake up Stacy. I was trying to convince myself that the missed calls and the feeling of being watched were not connected. I checked my kitchen, my upstairs, and even the peephole on my front door. Nothing. At this point, I figured it was just the wine making me feel paranoid. When I crossed over my living room to check the window, I was about to close the curtains when, standing directly behind the glass, was a man in a black hoodie. He was peering into my living room, looking directly at me. I did the first thing that I could think of, and that was to yell at him to get away. And this seemed to work. The man in the hoodie ran to the street, got into a red Mustang, and sped off. Stacy, who was now awake, stood behind me and asked what was going on. I explained about the man and the car. She checks her phone and sees the missed calls. It was her ex-boyfriend. He had tracked her through Snap Maps to my house. He was texting and calling her, saying that he was going to hurt her and any other guy that she was hanging out with. The red Mustang was his. This was all too much for me, and the next day, I had to end whatever fling that Stacy and I had going on. It wasn't worth it. But here's the crazy part. Not even a week later, I saw on social media that Stacy and her psycho ex-boyfriend had gotten back together. What a weird world that we live in. Stay safe.
He is right. This is a weird world because if Stacy's boyfriend broke up with her and she's with him and he comes back looking for her and threatens to kill her and whoever she's with, I would have been calling the police for harassment because it seemed like he won't satisfy with her and he started dating a co-worker, but now he must have split off with her and wanted to come back with Stacy. I wouldn't blame the other guy for breaking up with her just so he wouldn't deal with all that drama, but then the fact that she went back with the other guy, weird. I mean, I wouldn't go back with a crazy ex if they acted like they wanted to cause you any physical harm or even worse, murder you. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more spooky vibes content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man Score channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and I said that's a wrap, and that's day off.